Everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant, and let me explain what a Screenwriter's Rant is, because people in the Screenwriter's Rant's comments for American Skin can't seem to understand. They're arguing with me over my opinion. This is my opinion. I'm a screenwriter, and I analyze trailers based on my screenwriting abilities, whether I think the movie's gonna be good or whether I think it's gonna suck, whether I think it's exciting and new or whether I think it's kind of derivative, whatever. It's just my opinion based on years of writing screenplays. I can tell certain things. I watched a lot of movies. I can tell certain things. So if you don't like it, don't watch the video. What do you want from me? It's my freaking opinion. Anyhow, this looks like a good movie. I've been blasting movies late. But this is Bob Odenkirk in a movie. So he seems to be expanding. I'm going to give it an upvote because it looks pretty awesome. It's a movie called Nobody. And, you know, this is the rated R trailer. It starts off with a guy who his house got robbed, and he had a chance to knock out the thief with a billy club, but he doesn't do it. And it's really this is a really well cut trailer, because initially as I'm watching it, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those falling down movies about like a wimpy guy who finally like snaps and becomes, you know, either he tries to become a vigilante or whatever. And the whole trailer sets you up that way, right? So you can see he's kind of annoyed, and then he gets himself a gun. See, here he is. He can't bring himself to hit the thief, and you think it's because he's too much of a wimp. And, you know, the cops say stuff to him, and he doesn't really tell them the truth. And he goes out for a jog, and he just seems frustrated. He's talking to his neighbor, who's more of a alpha male, and he's kind of beta. And it looks like Odenkirk's in shape, by the way, for this movie. And he seems like a schlub, and it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. He's not, you know, he's frustrated with his life and his life choices, and he's got a nice family, and but he's frustrated. And then you see this scene where he's like punching a wall, and he's talking to his dad, and he's like, "What's your deal?" or whatever. I assume this is his dad. It's Christopher Lloyd, by the way, Doc Brown in a role. It's good to see him again. He has not been around in a long time. I guess he didn't really need the money after all the Back to the Future money he probably got. He is missed. Christopher Lloyd is funny as hell. He should be in way more stuff. So then Odenkirk gets on this bus with the gun, and you think, okay, this is going to be like a vigilante movie. Like he's gonna like bring up the gun, and his hand's going to be shaking, and like maybe he shoots the guys and then freaks out or whatever. And there's a big twist in this, and I'm kind of ruining the trailer for you, but I don't think I'm ruining the movie. So if you want to stop here, I understand. But go watch the trailer first. It's called Nobody. And so like these Russian guys get on the bus, and they're harassing people, and Odenkirk stops the bus, and he turns around, and he holds up the gun, and these Russian guys are like, what's your deal? And he empties the gun of bullets. And they're like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to beat the F out of you. And then he proceeds to do it. And now, and they laugh at him at first, but he just like tears through them like nothing. And, Odenkirk's not bad. I think he got in shape for the movie. It's funny to see him in this action role. It's it's not meant to be a funny movie, but it is kind of amusing because, of course, the end result was he was some sort of hitman for the mafia or whatever, some kind of John Wick type character. And, but he gave it all up. See, it's from the producers of John Wick, one of the producers. And he gave it all up to become a family man, but he still has all the guns and whatnot. And then, of course, through this series of events, it sort of sets off the guys who, his old enemies. They come to kill him. He puts his family in the basement. He's got like a panic room all set up, ready to go. And, they come into his house. I mean, they show like half the movie in the trailer, and he's just tearing through these guys. And I got to tell you, Odenkirk does good. I mean, looks like he got into shape for this. I'm sure he took some classes or whatnot, but he's totally believable in this role. I never would have pictured him in this kind of role, but maybe it's because I like Odenkirk, and probably because Better Call Saul really is a good show, and he was able to really explore his range as an actor. So Odenkirk's kind of established himself as more than just a comedic actor. So, yeah, he goes back into the life, and then there's shootouts and car chases, and he's got to save his family, and it's called Nobody because he just considers himself, there he is killing a guy, and there's like explosions and stuff. This is my kind of movie. It's gangsters, it's gunfights, and I think I think he pulls it off. So this is coming out in theaters February 26th. Hopefully we'll have some theaters. Written by Derek Kolstad, directed by Ilya Nashula. But it looks kind of cool. Looks cool. Looks like a cool action movie. This has been done before, right? I mean, John Wick. This is essentially John Wick, except instead of a dog getting killed, it's his family who he has to save. They've done this, Hitman moves to suburbia movie, and I think Bruce Willis did like a couple of movies like that, and Steve Martin actually did one, a comedy version of it. So they've done these kinds of movies before. This looks more action. It's probably got a few amusing moments. It had one in the trailer, but it's not really a comedy. I don't think he's playing for laughs. It's mostly action with a tiny bit of comedy thrown in, a little sprinkling. I would have liked to have seen more comedy, but these days, who the heck can do any comedy without getting blasted? But this looks fun. It may be funnier than the trailer showing. I suspect that there's probably more there in that realm that they're not showing. But yeah, sign me up for Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. Oh, and a quick reminder, BitChute exclusive today. Go to BitChute if you want to hear my election coverage, which I can't talk about on YouTube because YouTube, it's not great anymore.